Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. And we are here just in the nick of time, no pun intended. Nick will not be joining us tonight, but you've got this guy, and you've got, we'll let this guy hang around too. The DA.
There he is. There he is.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, guys. What is up? Chat, thank you so much for being here. The first live stream show of the new year, 2025, Echo Base Network. I believe this is our 5th year now. This will be year 5 for the channel. And I would say we're about to get back to work. We'll see. will never make as much content as the DA. He is a machine.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
If-
No, I'm not.
If
I just
could
got a lot of
get-
time.
If I could just get Nick to pull a little bit of weight, we'd do it. Joke, just kidding. But guys, thank you all for being here. We got so many people in chat. Sosa Potich 300 has rejoined the membership family and will be joining us here on member pop-ins in a few moments. Dan Crane has also joined us here on the channel, and it wouldn't be a YouTube show without GraphWeb. $2 super chat. # cancel Disney Plus. Very, very cool. Love it very much. Thank you guys so much. All right. So we are going to be having our members for our Grandmasters and our Jedi Masters pop in, and anything you want to say about Skeleton Crew, Star Wars in general, or anything else in entertainment that you want to bring to the forum here, that would be perfectly fine. But we're going to kick things off talking about this week's episode. I haven't heard either one of you talk about this episode, and truth, I just watched it about 4 hours ago. I didn't get an opportunity to watch it when it dropped, so today was the day, about 4 hours ago, so it's kind of fresh in my mind. So let's start it off with Risman.
It didn't take very long to watch it, did it, Coach?
34 minutes, and that's including intro, recap, and runtime. Mostly about 29 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so I mean,
believe this one was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard.
It was?
And yeah.
Yeah,
So it was short,
I mean,
but go ahead.
again, my accolades for the episode are primarily around the production value. I mean, I knew that they had used that all those little crabby things, and the big crab was all done old school with stop motion. I like that a lot. I thought they gave the kids a chance to actually act like kids and sort of act a little bit, and they're focused on KB obviously in this episode. Personally, I preferred the last episode more. Right? I didn't hate this episode. I mean, I thought it was too short. It's another instance to me where probably the last episode and this episode would have been great to have had combined together. I think we're in that usual stretch out phase that happens always around the 6th episode, it seems, in these 8 episode series. And the thing that surprised me the most is I didn't expect Jod to be separated from the kids. I didn't expect him to sort of go back with the pirates. Obviously, maybe it's a bit unwillingly, maybe it's not, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think he really wants to take the pirates to the planet, but that surprised me a bit, right? And then obviously the kids. And
did he have a choice to take the pirates to the planet? He was about to get killed. He had to come up with something.
It's a Hail Mary, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he really wants to take them there, so I have to believe something will happen in the next episode somehow, some way. That might inhibit that. I thought what they did with the Onyx Cinder was really cool. That was a bit of a throwaway line when they were playing the recording, and he said, "We clad it up in armor. We got it ready to get there." And I didn't take it literally. And of course, what they did when they pressed that button, I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, for me, I'd give the episode a 7. Right, I liked it. I didn't like it again as much as I liked the last episode. Kept my interest. Just went by too fast.
All right. Derek?
It was okay. It was okay. Listen, I don't hate the series. I think it's fine. I wish Star Wars was in a better place. That would probably put me in a better frame of mind to enjoy what I'm watching. It's fine. It doesn't insult you. It's not pandering. It's not, it's not frustratingly bad, terrible dialogue. Like most of the production value, like Risman is saying, is good. It's good production value. And you see kids in an environment. Look, this thing started off with the Goonies. I mean, it started off right down them little chutes right there with the Goonies.
Right.
I enjoyed that part of it probably more than most, just because I like, the Goonies, obviously. But it's fine. It's fine. I don't hate it. I don't think it's terrible. It still feels like a 6. It feels like a 6 out of 10 series for me. And I've been saying that this entire time. I think the first couple of episodes, I gave it a 6.5. I think episode 3, I gave a 6. And then 4 was the worst one by far. And then this one, or the last 2, kind of brought it back to that 6th level. I'm not interested in where this story is going, and that's maybe the biggest problem that it has. I don't really care. I'm just watching it to watch it. It's something to do, but it's not a show that I'm invested in emotionally. I'm not invested in any of these characters. And for me, when I'm invested in emotionally into a character, that's when the series goes up to another level. When I can't wait to see what happens next. Oh, I hope they get out of this mess or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. That's kind of
Yeah.
how I felt this entire series. So
Well,
yeah.
I agree with you that it is not offensive like some of the other things that we've watched is.
Yeah.
So it's not that, but I'm with you. Like, I'm not trying to pee in Risman's Cheerios or anything, because I know he's enjoyed it fine.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just kind of stale Star Wars. It's just stale, and I don't even want to call it Star Wars. And that's
I don't feel like I'm watching Star Wars. I'll be honest. I don't feel
Yeah.
like that's what I'm watching. I feel like I'm watching like a sci-fi show with kids in it, and it's fine, but it's not Star Wars. And I'm like, okay, I'm seeing X-wings up in the sky chasing around these little pirate ships, but I don't feel like I'm watching a Star Wars series, something that brings me back to the original trilogy. I always want to go back to the original trilogy and feel like, all right, this is another story. It's taking place in that same universe. I don't feel like this takes place there. It feels like it's so far disconnected from Star Wars, and that's, in my opinion, the biggest problem that Disney Star Wars really has, is that they really haven't connected us back to the original trilogy with a lot of things that they've done. And if they can get us to feel like the original trilogy again, then that's when you're going to start having Star Wars fans get back on board. A couple of things
Yeah.
in Mando, but not overall.
I'm totally with you. All right, so we got Knee Pain back joining us again. I didn't get your thoughts either this week.
Yeah. Well, pretty much agree with a lot of what you all said. I mean, I don't think it's a bad. So I don't think it was quite as good as last week's episode, or the previous one. I thought that was a lot more fun. I don't think it was as slow as, what was it, 3 and 4, that were kind of slow paced and pretty forgettable. So it was right in the middle. So I'd 6.5 out of 10. I do appreciate, yes, the production value. I agree, it doesn't really feel like Star Wars. I think it would be, how do I put it, DA? If this was 2005, back when Sci-Fi Channel was awesome, before it went FY Sci-Fi, this would have been a banger of a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
It would have been
I
a whole
agree.
lot of fun. And I think the only thing that I didn't really get to as far as storytelling goes, I thought the pirates were a little too eager to work with him after he just melted a bunch of them in acid.
Which, did anyone ever really get melted? Because they all
I don't
seemed
know.
to
I
be
mean,
fine.
they were banging on
They
the
were
door.
there.
You just kind of figured like that would probably rub people the wrong way. Like, at least someone maybe should have lost a foot, trying to get out of that. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. I think it's going to be a forgettable show. Unfortunately, like I don't think I'm ever going to want to rewatch the whole thing, even though like the previous episode, the one before last, was kind of fun, and the second episode I thought was kind of fun. It's just there's no rewatch. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. Ultimately, I don't even know why. Why make it Star Wars?
Well, this is where we are today,
Yep.
right here. Skeleton Crew gives Star Wars its most poignant disability representation yet. And they're talking about KB, that she can't do the things that normal kids do. Like, they're looking for anything they can possibly grasp onto.
Why are we talking about? Like, why even talk about something like that?
Oh, I know.
Like, why
Painful.
even? That's not even a topic that we should be. See, that's where we are right now in 25.
Looking for anything.
2025, where that, yeah. Instead of just saying, hey, let's talk about the series, the show, and really go in on that. It's just like, yeah, let's. I don't know, man.
I mean,
This is-
even though I think that title is sensationalized, that was kind of the focus of this episode, right? The focus of this episode was to explain more why she had the cybernetic implants, that she had been in an accident.
Yeah.
And ostensibly she and Fern have been friends since before that accident. And I think whether Fern's doing it because she doesn't want KB to feel like she can't still do everything, or she's just that tone deaf because of the age, et cetera, and not really realizing it. but there have been undertones with KB this entire series about, the mother's being upset about her. It's cold here. I don't want to go near the steam. I mean, they have been telegraphing this a little bit, and this was her episode, right? This was her episode where it sort of came out in full view, literally as a main part of the plot for whatever reason. So again, while I wouldn't have written the article in the way they did. It's not wrong.
It's just the headline.
It's not wrong. Yeah, it's not wrong, but it's like,
here we go again.
To me, it's like, okay, is everything about representation now? Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna just circle the wagons around representation instead of just good storytelling? Like, talk about the story. Talk about and if you want to bring that up as an aside, fine. But like to center the entire article around it, and that's what everybody's kind of been chatting about online as well. I'm like, man, I'm so over this. I'm just tired of this constant refrain of representation over and over and over again. Look, let's just get back to good storytelling. Let's focus on, hey, this story worked for XXX reasons, and instead of trying to say this is the best representation that we've gotten, so on and so forth, And this isn't to like say anything negative about people that have disabilities. Most people I know with disabilities don't want to be treated different. So It's kind of like what Matt is saying. It's like, well, which way is it? Like, is KB upset? But like, Fern is like, well, I'm trying to treat you like I always treated you. I don't want to treat you different. I don't want to, highlight your handicaps. I want to treat you just like you have. So kind of like where is it with that? So I think that would be an interesting thing to explore.
And then later on in the episode, KB plugged her cybernetics into the engine and helped them get away. Right. So what they were trying to do there confused me a little bit. And so probably if you were a child watching it, I don't know what you would have thought. Right. But just looking at it from a plot device and for some of the rest of it, I'm like, well, I thought it was pretty kick-ass. Right. I mean, she kind of helped them get away. And she's used it before while navigating the ship and doing some other things. And a lot of this episode was about them. Okay, it's our ship now, right? It shed off the old crap. Right now, this is really our ship, and we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it home. It's not, it's not the grown-up ship anymore. So I mean, I get some of that. I don't know. It just wasn't as smooth as it could have been.
What'd you think about the new ship? The outer shell coming off. It's kind of like a cocoon almost. Mm-hmm. It kind of looked like something, a ship from the prequels a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought
I liked it better. It made me a little, it was
way better.
Yeah. So I was like, what about the Lego set? Can't you have a conversion? Can I make the new ship in the Lego set if I'm going to buy it?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's me. I'm not really into the 8 episode seasons. I just think that's not enough episodes, especially with their inconsistent length. They make shorter than they need to be. I just think they're cutting down on story. What you said about KB, I said at the beginning, I was kind of mentioning KB being like the nerdy engineer. What was the backstory? And it's like they lightly touched on it, like almost enough to get me more interested in KB. But I'm kind of annoyed because I know 2 more episodes left. We're not going to really learn what happened to KB. And there's probably a pretty good chance this won't get renewed for a second season, and I won't ever know. Like, these things I'm kind of curious about. And I don't know, I just feel the way they're running the just 8 episodes and just inconsistent lengths. And we're getting teased a little about the characters. I'm just not really getting as interested as I'd like to be in the characters. So I said that from the beginning. KB was a character I was hoping to see more of or learn more of.
Well, and if Fern had caused the accident somehow, I mean, I don't want to get really dark here, but if Fern was somehow responsible for the accident that caused KB to need the cybernetics, et cetera, and so on, I mean, even I think that's something that they could have even put in this a little bit, right? So you had some guilt there, and you had just a little bit more depth to what had happened, and it would have fit very nicely into this episode, and also explain why Fern was so reluctant to sort of treat her differently if she had some amount of fault.
And it could have given maybe like the parents a little bit of a role in the show more than they have now, where the mothers come in like, she's with Fern. Your daughter did this to, it's like, stop believing my daughter was an accident, right? You could have had like some tension between the parents during all this, and we're not seeing that. So yeah,
Well, it's like you said, Payne, we don't have enough time because it's only 8 episodes. And if you're going to do an 8 episode season of any type, I think you got to make them an hour long. Like you have to have some length to these episodes.
Yeah.
But you can't really do that for a kid's show because how many kids are going to watch a single episode for an hour? You know,
Yeah.
they'll be like ready to move on after about 20 minutes. You're just like, okay, that's about
and
it.
the show's not even
So,
the show's not even an
it's that
hour. And
balancing act.
people mad about grown adults watching a quote kid show. I was like, well, actually, I think it's more of a family show. And guess what? I turn on for my family, and none of them care. None of them care. I'm sorry. It's like they made it short for kids, and the kids still aren't tuning into it. So, I don't know what to say.
It's crazy. I will say this: covering this show is the little amount that we have. I mean, basically minute. I don't think we've made a single video about Skeleton Crew since it dropped.
You haven't even made a video about y'all reviewing the episodes. You just put them on Patreon, and that was it.
We haven't made any reviews. We only have talked about it on an hour live stream. And the fandom right now is more like at each other. It's like if you have an opinion that's contrary to mine, you are the enemy. And I'm like, grow up.
We have some of those friends with us tonight.
I'm blocking people left and right. I'm so
noticed.
tired of it.
I've
so
noticed.
tired of it.
Yes.
Like, if you don't like it, if you don't like my opinion, cool. It's okay. But don't take it personally. If your opinion's different than mine, I'm good. I'm good. So I hope we have people who are popping in here in just a moment that both love it and hate it. I hope we get both extremes. People in chat saying that we're shilling for Disney. You are stupid. You're stupid.
I haven't heard a shill comment from anybody.
It's usually me. It's usually me, D.
Oh,
You know,
if you're
it's
the shill? Oh.
yeah, always me.
It's risky.
just
Don't talk-
stupid.
Shill Rissman here.
Usually says Bart Simpson. He doesn't have the subtitles. on,
like
but he
with-
usually
Well,
like
like
says this.
But you know what? To Rissman's credit, he's consistent. His opinions are solid and consistent from ever since I've been on this. You kind of stay right there. Like I can almost tell what Rissman's gonna like and not like based on what's on the TV. I'm like, yeah, I bet Rissman's gonna like this.
I
You're
don't-
very consistent. You're not like, oh, I love this one show, but then I hate it, because that's how shills are. Shills will just praise something that's just absolute garbage, but then they'll actually give you a real opinion about something else that, you know, you can tell it's like, well, that's not Disney Star Wars, so now you're giving us an actual opinion that makes sense.
My shill card was in the shop when the Acolyte was on, I think, because I hated that show.
I mean, that was so much fun to talk about, though. Like, because we were literally like in disbelief at how terrible
bad
it was. I kind of miss that.
Can you believe they were going to give us 3 seasons? Did you see that Leslie Headland was giving us 3 seasons and a movie? I'm like, please, I would love another season of The Acolyte. Are you kidding me? That was the most fun I've ever had doing YouTube.
And
I
I
mean,
looked-
every week coming on this channel and just ripping that thing to shreds. Man, that was a party every single Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it was. I loved it.
And this news is, I looked it up, right? Leslie was in an interview in May before the show came out where they asked her, how many seasons is it going to be? She said, oh, we're going to do at least 3, you know, blah, blah. And this just came to light again because Manny Jacinto, bless him, he's the only one that they'll send out there, right, to talk about this thing at any of these conventions or whatever, because he was the only character that anyone even kind of liked.
Yeah.
And so he brought it up again, right? He brought it up again, like, it was to be 3 seasons, but that was sort of old news. It's just that he just said it again. He didn't think he was saying anything wrong because she'd already done said it.
Man, I would love to. Man, are you kidding me? Another season of The Acolyte? Can you guys believe? Everybody, the Acolyte fans, they would be ecstatic. We would be ecstatic. It's like, look, man, my reviews or my subscribers are going to go through the roof. Like, do it, please,
100K.
Disney, do it.
You're gonna have the plaque.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness, I would love it, man. But yeah, it's like we're not going to get good Star Wars on a consistent basis until Kathleen Kennedy is gone. And I did a video about that, basically saying, listen, if we got to deal with Disney Star Wars. Let's just go all the way. Let's just have as much fun. Make all of it. All right. Make it all, Kathleen. Give us the Ryan Johnson trilogy while you're at it. Why not? All right. What could possibly it can't get any worse. So we might as well just enjoy it and have fun. That's how I look at it.
I agree.
It is kind of funny watching like my family, like when they're watching television downstairs and they pull up the Disney Plus app and they go through all the channels that Disney Plus has. Because it's not just Star Wars. People are like, why you subscribe to it? It's like, I actually watch the hell out of National Geographic. So they'll go through like Hulu, Nat Geo, Disney content, and they'll kind of will get to Star Wars and then just kind of keep going. But they'll browse the other channels in the app.
And I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it, right? The way they're going to keep their streaming service going is through the ultimate combination of Hulu and Disney Plus together, right? Right now, it's sort of combined. And if you have Hulu, you see the content. But before too long, it's just going to be the one thing, right? They'll change their pricing strategy again to make sure they get more money for it, yada, yada, yada. And before you know it, Disney Plus will basically be Hulu with some Disney content from the catalog. There will not be any more live action Disney Plus content. I really don't think there will be. It'll all be Hulu.
Yeah.
It'll all be
And
Hulu
Nat
content.
Nat Geo, they get a lot through Nat Geo. A lot of viewers.
So
for
what
that,
did you
so
do
people
with
talk to.
Marvel and Star Wars?
Oh yeah, Marvel.
I
think
but I'm
Marvel.
saying, like, if it's not Disney Plus originals,
I think they're going to combine that all together. So I don't think they're going to get rid of Kevin Feige, right? But their biggest problem is they haven't had one place making what we would consider to be television content. So I think they're going to roll that. Call it ABC, call it whatever you want, right? They're going to pick their TV people, and they're going to say, you're going to make all the TV content. If it's this original premium content, we're going to pipe it through Disney Plus. We're going to call it Hulu, call it whatever you want, right? But that's why I think when they're scaling back and doing this, they're going to go back to letting the movie people do movie stuff, and they're going to have TV people do TV stuff, which is what they should have done in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Well, Kathleen Kennedy leaving isn't the solution. I think what DA is saying is it might be possible to have decent or good Star Wars again when she's gone. But until she's gone, it ain't even a possibility. This is just where we are.
The agenda is in full effect as long as she's in the door. So they got to get her out of there and then bring in somebody else that might be able to, get the ship back on the right track. But as long as Kathleen is there, we see what's going on. We see the kind of content that's coming out. What's the next movie? I think they're going to be putting are they putting the not Mando and Grogu, the James Mangold, is that going into production next year? Anybody? Nope.
Now they're saying it's going to be Sean Levy's movie, which now they're saying has Rey in it as a minor character, as not the lead character. Which I'm personally, that's a Jeff Schneider, and he's usually on it, right? But there's several different theories about this, right? And one of the theories is just they need to do something else with the character of Rey before they move into a Rey movie, right? You can't go from Rise of Skywalker to the Rey movie, with a character that's never really been developed as a main character, right? So there is a logic, if we think they think logically at all. There's a logic to it that says you got to do something in the middle to sort of reinvigorate something about this character to make them interesting in the first place, right? So if you believe that she's going to be in that Sean Levy movie, it may be another Hail Mary. They're like, all right, Charbane, O'Bain, you don't have a writer, get out of here, right? Sean Levy, you've got a writer, Scott Dropper, right? You've got something here. Can you make something happen?
All right, guys, we got to hit these member chats and super chats real quick, and then we're bringing in our members in directly after that. Just got a couple here. Felix Quiros with a member chat. 44 months with EBN. Time flies. Surprisingly, I'm enjoying Skeleton Crew more than I was expecting. My daughter watched it with me, and she liked the series. We are, you are, EBN. May the force be with you, Star Wars forever. Thank you, Felix. We appreciate you, my brother. Mattuine with a $10 super chat. Rest in peace, Angus McInnes. I'm glad we were able to see him at Icon and hear his stories about how he became a Rebel pilot. I thought he was the best. They were all great.
He was the best.
But he was the best of the bunch.
Yes.
He was really, really good. Funny.
Humble,
Yep.
down to earth.
He really was. A good storyteller.
Yeah.
You know, very sharp. I don't know what happened. You know, that was just a couple months ago, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he has passed away. For those of you who don't realize, we're talking about Dutch, who played Gold Leader in the original Star Wars movie and
Rogue One.
Rogue One, thank you.
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yep. So rest in peace to him. Thank you, Matt DeWeen. We appreciate that very much. Debbie has gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships. She'll be here in just a second. Thank you, Debbie. The 5 people who got that, please give her a thank you in chat. That is awesome. Larry Quartowitz. Larry Quartowitz. Happy New Year, Echo Base Verse. Much love from New York City. Thank you very much, Larry. We appreciate that, sir. Scott Westbrook has also gifted 5
Yes.
Echo Base Network memberships. Thank you, Scott. That is awesome. Good to see you as well. And then we have Super Nate. What is up, man?
Nate's back.
Good to see you. He is back in the house. Good to see you. Sosa Potence 300 will be joining us in a moment. I never unjoined, just upgraded, eager to chat. Oh, it's almost time. I can't wait. Let's see. We're going to be doing that in just a second. And then, my goodness, Donna Hergenrether gifted 10 Echo Base Network memberships. That is 20 gifted memberships. Thank you all so much. We appreciate that. And then Larry sends a $10 super chat. Very generous of you guys sending these $10 super chats. My nephews are 10 years old and have had zero interest in Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. They like Mando, Grogu, Kenobi, Ahsoka, and Andor, but I usually watch with them, so I haven't seen the 2 recent shows. I think kids are pretty apathetic when it comes to Star Wars right now. It's lost its relevance culturally.
And
There's
my
no doubt
youngest
about
used
it.
to love Star Wars. I mean, for like 3 or 4 years in a row, he wore Stormtrooper costume every year for Halloween and was a huge Star Wars fan, and then just, it's gone now.
Well, be careful, guys, saying that, because people in chat will be like, "Then why are you watching it?" Anyways,
Let's
I
not
am
even talk about
Siler.
Revenge of the Sith re-release, Coach. Let's not even.
Oh
go
gosh,
into it.
I am Siler. Member for 10 months. Is the Skeleton Crew kid mentally disabled because she has 2 moms? I don't think so. How many?
Yeah, not a good comment.
Mothers are in the galaxy far, far away. I have no idea. Yeah, not a question for me. Nick is with family today. He is unable to join. Called him before the show, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it was Thursday, and we have a show." He's like, "I'm not going to be there," and I'm like, "Not surprised," but you know, life happens. So he will be back very, very soon. All right, so that is us getting caught up there. So it is now time to bring in our members so they can kind of take us home here and give their thoughts about all this stuff. Where I can never find that video. It would just
with the balloon video. I have
we
a
have
problem finding it
way
too.
too many. Wait,
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
the only other one I could find is this one. All right.
I don't even see the little balloon. Where'd it go?
I don't. I guess Nick had to have deleted it because I didn't do it.
Yeah, you're
Anyways.
looking for the little pop-ins with the balloon popping,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's gone. All right. Well, you know what? We don't have the Poppins balloon, but we have the balloons. Here's one. John Graber here. Mama Bear is in the house. Sosa Potence 300. What is up? And then Darth Maul's lower half. So we have us a panel, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start with the lady first. Mama Bear, have you caught up on everything Skeleton Crew?
I
What are your
found it.
thoughts?
I found it, Coach.
And or about anything else?
No, I have watched zero Skeleton Crew because I have had a lot of stuff going on,
Okay.
and I'm going to binge watch it one day when I don't have a house full of people and dogs. So I take your word for it. I mean, I really want to watch it when I can get onto the Discord and see your, watching it at the same time.
Sure.
However, I did find some pretty good Transformers.
Uh-oh.
Well, I appreciate you opening it on there. I did catch it later. It was great.
Okay.
Your reactions were perfect. There might be some more.
Oh, wow.
Last live stream, Debbie had sent me a Christmas gift, and I opened it up on stream, and she sent me an original G1 Soundwave complete. And I got 4 of the cassettes with the package, all original 1985. So it was definitely a highlight of Christmas for me. It always
Very
takes me back and makes me feel like a kid again. So
I'll talk about Transformers for a minute. It was ironic that you were talking about it right before you opened the gift. That show really, the last movie was awesome. I
Yes.
really enjoyed it. And like when you were discussing about it last week, I agree with you. I went in with the knowledge that this better be good, and came out with, yeah, that was really good. So they did a great job, and I kept thinking, could that sound like the original guy? But it made no difference because the movie was done well enough.
mhm.
Yep. Agreed.
Whoever was responsible for those trailers, I hope they lost their job and they never make another trailer again.
Oh man, those are the worst trailers ever, man. Coach
Well,
was
maybe that's-
called to the carpet on that. He ripped that trailer apart, and they called you out, Coach.
They did.
But you know what? You admitted that the movie was actually good.
I
You
was
know?
on Coach's page. We had a conversation about it. I was like, God, I really don't want to see this. The trailers are awful.
Yeah. That's the whole thing about, judging a book by its cover. There's
Yeah.
been many instances where a trailer makes a movie look really good and the movie's not.
Yep.
And then conversely to that, there's trailers that are garbage and the movie is really good. That happens.
Transformers.
But we are living in an age where we're way too quick with our opinions at times. And it's okay to be quick with your opinion, but if you came out and were wrong about it, and look, I didn't say the movie was going to be trash. My video says the trailer is trash.
That's
And
correct.
it was.
And I'm not looking forward to this because what's a trailer's job? To promote the movie and get you hyped up and get butts in seats. That's what a trailer's job is to do. It didn't do that. And
No, so
the
to your
trailer
point-
was so bad,
Yep.
that's why we might not be getting another Transformers movie for a very long time, despite the movie actually being very high quality. Arguably, as good a Transformers movie as we've ever had.
Oh yeah. It was in
And,
my
and
top
by the way,
5
there's
for
not
the
very
year.
many good Transformer movies. Just to be honest.
How true. But I just wanted to get on here and celebrate the new year with all my buddies and buddettes.
Well, good. We appreciate that, Debbie.
You need to kick me off?
Not at all. No, we don't have it. Well, we do have Matt
Tatooine's
Dwayne in the back, but we have nobody else waiting to get in. So, all right, we're going to move over to Sosa Potence 300 now. He has been waiting for this moment. Skeleton
Yeah.
Crew.
Oh, boy.
What are we thinking?
Yeah. Oh man, it's a pleasure to be on here. Let me thank y'all for having me. First of all, was a member for a long time, and then y'all upgraded your tiers for member pop in, so that's why I recently joined. That's that super chat y'all got. That was about.
Awesome.
Skeleton Crew. I haven't watched all of them. I've watched the first 3, and I'm going to binge the rest later on. But with that being said, and I get everyone else's opinions on it, I think it's freaking awesome. And I hate Acolyte. I hate Ahsoka. I hated Boba Fett, what they did to him, especially in the last episode. I actually really like this one. I think it's a good idea if you want to get the kids of this generation involved, which isn't going to be really feasible with YouTube and everything like in TikTok brain. But I like it, and I think it's a good one to try to get off on the right foot for 2025.
How dare you come onto my channel and say that? You are a fake fan. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Of course.
I can't believe people say that to you, bro. I'm genuinely shocked. I've never seen that.
Listen,
Yeah,
you shall
I
for
hear you.
now ever be known as Brickwall Shilsa. Gryffindor Guild 300. You have been renamed.
I like that, man. Yeah, like you are so right though about Skeleton Crew that no one cares about it. It's in my members only section, but I literally stayed up at 2 a.m. every single night watching Ahsoka, watching Boba Fett, watching Obi-Wan. I did reviews on all of them for proof on my channel. Like, no, I don't even do that anymore. I can't even be bothered to watch it every new week it comes out. That's how much they've killed the fan base.
The only reason I watched the episode today was in preparation for our show tonight. Or otherwise, if we didn't have this live stream, I would not have watched it today. There's 15 other things I'd rather do than watch that episode, you know. But we do have a Star Wars channel, and we are going to discuss it. So I need to watch it. You know, this is part of the deal. So where do you think they go from here, Sosa? Do you think it's going to get better, worse? There's only 2 episodes left in this series that you're enjoying so well.
It's really going to come down to those 2 episodes. Y'all, what y'all said earlier in the live stream is absolutely true. Until KK is gone, you know, nothing's going to get any better. At Lucasfilm, it really seems like the left has their really big grip on Lucasfilm. Not so much Marvel, because there's that rumor that Kevin Feige fired everyone who could have been even moderately political. So maybe they're cleaning house, but Lucasfilm doesn't seem to have the same ability that the other ones do. So I'm going to bet no. Ahsoka was my last chance. I get on a lot of people for hating too much. Like people, obviously on your channel, they're like, "Oh, you're a shill for that's so stupid." But people can be too harsh or too critical or be looking for rage bait when they watch shows. Nope, that one, everything they said about it was true. And I don't. If I'm going to be a betting man, it's not going to get better. Lucasfilm is too far gone. Maybe Marvel can be saved, not Lucasfilm.
I agree.
We still don't know what they're doing
let's just
after
be honest.
Ahsoka.
So that's something that old heads like myself, I'm calling me an old head, to be fair, not Rissman and DA, even though they're older than me.
I mean, really?
And I think Nepane's older than me too. Oh, I think we might be close. We might be close. But anyways, God, what was that? I'm so old, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, we're never. I remember when Rick Pitino took over the Celtics. He made one of the worst decisions at a press conference. It was 1997, and he's angry. The Celtics were awful. And he pointed at the door, looking at the reporters, and he said, "Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish ain't walking through that door. And if they do, they're going to be old and gray." Ooh, you talk about want to piss off a fan base. But he was 100% truth. He was absolutely correct. That's where I am with Star Wars. We're never going to return to the Golden Age. That's what made it the Golden Age. It's never going back to the original trilogy. It's never going back to the peaks that it was. That's what makes it what it was. Nobody else can do that. You can't repeat that. That was a phenomenon. We're never going to get it again. And that's okay, because we'll always have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
End of sermon.
Yep.
You're right. It's just a real shame because it could have been the first $3 billion movie. The last one in the trilogy for Disney, it could have been the first $3 trillion movie. That's how big it was. But no, it's never coming back.
Yep. I'm with you, brother. Well, look, everybody doesn't leave.
Billion, my bad. I'm sorry.
We know what you meant.
Y'all don't have to leave. Just stick around. We don't have anybody else popping in, but I am going to move on down to John Graber, the space jockey. Are you watching The Acolyte?
No, I'm not watching The Acolyte. I will never watch The Acolyte.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean The Acolyte. See, I'm still in Acolyte mode.
All right, so new year, new me, right? Oh, I hate it. Everything sucks. Star Wars sucks. I hate every bit of it. It's disgusting to me. I love Skeleton Crew. Absolutely love it.
Well, good.
The like the story. First of all, these kids are incredible actors. I think everybody could agree on that. Yes, no.
Yes.
Say that again.
He said the kids are great actors.
I think they do really well.
Yeah, I think they do really, really good at what they do. And in each episode, they kind of take a character and give them life, give them a project, give them life lessons and all that. Wim, he never wanted to go home. Now he kind of wants to go home. He misses his dad and all that. I can't think of who's the main girl. Flynn? Fern. I mean, she wants to be a leader, and she's kind of finding out that's not as easy as it seems. And then Neil, all Neil wanted to do is go home, and now he's kind of seeing there's a whole different other world out there, and I just think it's fascinating to me. I love every bit of it. And the biggest thing to me, it's fun. It's fun. And my two boys have always been in Star Wars because I kind of made them to. Meg was never into Star Wars. She tolerated it. And her three oldest girls, Mogs is 12, Haley Bug's 10, and Ava Grace is 7, and they can't wait to watch it every week. I mean, this is the first thing that they're all in on Star Wars, including Megan. So that makes my heart grow fond. So I love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, good. I'm glad that you are. Look, I agree with what DA was saying. For me, I guess I can see the appeal for a lot of people. There's nothing like glaringly awful about it. I can't, not like when they've made things so easy. They've put a big target for people to go after. They've not really done that with this show at all.
Yeah, and I admit, Disney. I mean, obviously Disney has shot themselves in the foot for the viewing, and I wish more people would watch it, but they have shot themselves in the foot with past projects. I understand that, but I wish more people would, because to me it's just fun. But
Yeah.
I'm not. Well, you guys know I'm not. I've hardly seen any movies. I mean, Star Wars is my life, but I'm not a cinematographer, a writer, a producer, a director, or anything. These are 30 minutes, 40 minutes where I can just escape from everything and just enjoy it. And that's how I go about it.
R&B, it's a good show. I will watch it and enjoy it, but don't expect it to be Star Wars. Is this the R&B?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think it.
No.
We love R&B, but this right here sounds exactly like something the real, not saying you're not a real R&B, but Robert Meyer Burnett, this sounds like something that he would say.
He's only watched the first episode.
Oh, really? I've not been able to catch up with him. Look, R&B, no. Not different guy.
Remind me,
just as
Coach,
brilliant.
Remind me, Coach, to tell you an interesting story. Admiral Akbar, the actor's name flew from my head.
Tim Rose.
Tim Rose story that was told on his channel.
Okay. Stay tuned. As soon as the show's over, I want to know.
And I also think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You're good. Continue, sir.
And I think Jod's a fascinating character because is he a Jedi? Is he not a Jedi? Is he something else? Is he just a scoundrel? Is he? And there's no really direction pointed to any of them, and I think that's fascinating to me.
Next episode, we find out all about Jod. 7 is Jod's episode.
And I do like how they kind of take one episode and kind of focus on one character. I like that for character development.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
So we're going to find out more about. I almost said the show lead, but I'm not sure. Like, that's debatable.
I don't think he's the lead either. I think it's still one of the kids, or Wim probably, since that's the one we met first. It's kind of his journey, and everybody else is just kind of, circling around him. But,
Is that part of
Jod
the
is the
problem?
more interesting character out of all the characters that are up there. He's the most interesting.
Is that part of the
In my
problem, DA? Is that there's not a clear.
Yeah.
This is the.
Yeah, you're telling a story without a protagonist.
It's storytelling 101. This is the protagonist.
Yeah. Who's the protagonist? Whose story are we following? Whose
You
story
had
are
the
we
Goonies,
getting
but
invested in?
Sean Astin's character was the protagonist.
Right. Yeah. We get invested in Mikey. We understand what he's after. He's the one that's kind of driving the action. He's the one that pushes them forward. Who's pushing the story forward here? Is it Wim? Is it Fern? Is it Jod? I don't know. It's just circumstances. So, yeah, that's one of the big problems. And you kind of lose me when it comes to that, because I want to see a well-told story that kind of hits the right notes and it brings me in, and it's not doing that at all. But like I said, it's not terrible. It's not a terrible story. It's not horrible television. It's just, it's And there's a lot more out there to watch right now. You can watch a lot of good shows. It's hard to get invested in this one. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, right. It's hard to tell who the main protagonist is, because even like another kids movie I loved growing up, but I still love parts of it. It was The Explorers. Remember, like Ethan Hawke's first film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and his character was, even though it was a group of friends, it was Ethan Hawke's character was the main protagonist.
Yeah,
I think the answer is probably Fern, Wim, and Jod. If I had to say which of the ensemble is the main story about,
Sure.
I would pick those three, and then I would say Smee and Neil and KB are supporting. The pirates and the planet. I still think the planet of Ad-Atten and the pirates represent together the primary antagonistic force in the series. I'm not sure it matters. Right, unless there's some big reveal at the end, which I don't think there is going to be. I really just think this is going to end up being was a pirate story. Kids got lost. They had an adventure. They got home. They grew a bit about as a result of that. Maybe we'll see what we'll learn more about Jod and where they leave that character at the end. I think will be very interesting. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes off leading what's left of the pirates. Right, wouldn't surprise me a bit if that's where he ends up. I guess we'll see. But episode 7 is supposed to be his backstory and sort of how did he get into the predicament he's in and have all these names and just where did he come from, right? And what puts him in these circumstances. So.
And one last thing, as far as the ship, I like the new ship. I think that's cool looking. It reminded me of was it Infiltrators? That Darth Maul ship a little bit.
A little bit.
But for Pirate Cove, they're gonna have to fight over the ship, though, right? Jod's going to think that's his ship, correct?
I mean, it's in the song, right? I mean, you would think everyone wants the ship.
Yep. So I think something's going to have to happen about the ship. Oh, okay. One final thing. The droid. I love Smee. I think he's just awesome. All right,
he is a good droid. That's something that Star Wars has done well. Is the droids after the, of course, the Solo movie.
Yeah.
That one.
Droids' rights.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Well, look, we're going to move down to Darth Maul's lower half. What do you think,
Hello.
sir? What's going on?
About Skeleton Crew? Nothing, because I didn't see it. As usual, I do not want to subscribe to Disney Plus. As I said before, my breaking point was the firing of Gina Carano, and since then I don't want to give them any more money than I already do by collecting my action figures. But I can tell you what rejuvenates my enthusiasm for Star Wars from time to time. And
please do. I need to hear this.
I've asked Moff Wisman to bring up your Discord server.
Sure.
Early December was convention season here in Germany. And I visited 2 conventions. One was the Comic-Con in Stuttgart in southern Germany. And the other one was just around the corner here from where I live in Dortmund. And can you scroll up a little bit to the first entry?
I love the shirt.
Yeah, it's from your.
Is there? Oh, there was another one. Oops.
It's from our recently deleted merch store. That shirt might be worth money one day. It's probably one of a kind. I never got to order it.
Wing Commander was my first PC game. Wing Commander 3, and I played Wing Commander 1 and 2 on the Amiga 500. Yeah, so
almost.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we got it.
Okay.
That was Diana Lee Inosanto. Yeah, I met her. No, she played Morgan Elsbeth from The Mandalorian, and of course Ahsoka. Well, Ahsoka is debatable. Of course,
wow, you posted a lot. I'm all the way at the bottom.
Yeah,
all the way at the bottom of the damn thing.
Yeah, and these were in Dortmund, and if you go up to the other ones, you can see. There was a big exhibition of life size vehicles in Stuttgart, and the German 501st Legion was always also present, and this always gives me a bit gives me the sense that classical Star Wars, George Lucas Star Wars, still has a heartbeat. Eamon Asfandi, who played Ezra Bridger. I also got a signature on my action figure there. Katie Sackhoff was present. Every time I see
She's
her
great,
on the
isn't she?
convention, every time I see her, I just want to shout into the room, "What do you hear, Starbuck?"
Yeah.
Yes.
from the conversation with Admiral Adama. Nothing but the rain. So grab your gun and bring in the cat. Yeah, then the other one is a picture from the 501st, and there was a life-size ATST, which was towering the entire exhibition in this hall. Yeah, so this from time to time makes me feel that my Star Wars may still be alive somewhere. No? And 90%, well, of course, you see the occasional Rays and the occasional Kylos, and of course, the Raylo shippers are always present, but that's a real minority on at least on these conventions. Yeah, and that was fun. That was really funny. Yeah, and the first picture that Moff Wisman showed, I also met the lovely Haley Atwell, and that was nice. She's a fine lady, and I can't wait to see Mission Impossible, the last part. No? Yeah, and then I have a question. No, since I'm an action figure enthusiast, at least when it comes to the Black Series.
Well,
I have a question.
Look, I'm glad that you've got a question about action figures because John Graber is the expert.
Okay.
He does open everything, as Scott Westbrook says here. Very true. So, what's the question?
Well, okay. First, I can show you something. I just today received a new display case.
Oh, cool.
This was a Star Wars Celebration exclusive from 2023, commemorating the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. But as you can see here, the first movie posters were printed with Revenge of the Jedi, and inspired by the poster with the crimson red armor of Darth Vader. They brought Hasbro released this Star Wars Celebration exclusive, and just today I received this excellent display case where there's an integrated card holder, so I can remove the label from the box. It's an inlay, and I can place it in the card holder so that I can display it this way. And the question for the panel: is there a Star Wars character from which there is no action figure yet that you would like to see an action figure of?
I haven't paid close enough attention to what they've made in the last several years.
Or at least as far as you know that there's no action figure. Speechless panel. That's nice.
Yeah,
I don't have a quick response to that.
Okay, I can tell you which two I would like to see.
Okay.
Since we are often talking about what is the best Disney Star Wars that we got so far, and most people are saying, well, Rogue One was of course very good. Since I also play games, PC games or on the PlayStation, I have a different opinion. Jedi Fallen Order, I think, is the best Star Wars that we got from Disney, because it really feels like Star Wars. It has the classical hero's journey, where the hero comes into a situation where he must overcome obstacles, where he also fails, but in the end is triumphant. And from that game, I would like to see what was her name? Night Sister Marin, which hasn't been released yet, and the Jedi Master Eno Cordova. Mainly because I also like the actor. What was his name? Amendola, who played also in Stargate.
Oh, he played Braytak.
Yeah, he was an excellent, fantastic character, and I love the actor, and I would love to see an action figure from him.
Well, speaking of action figure, I can't think of somebody that they've not made one. And I immediately went to the original trilogy, but they've made about every figure possible now. So I can't. Carrie Fisher's body double is who I would go with. I can't think of one, but I did see this, which I think you guys will be interested in. Went to Walmart the other day. Every time I go to Walmart, it is a must to walk through the toy section. So, and we actually went a town over, which has a much larger, their toy aisle always has so much more than the one in my local hometown. So my daughter and I are walking through there, and I'm looking, and then we continue going throughout the store, and then we get to the clearance section. So I snap a picture of what I see at the clearance section. Not you, Risman. Would you guys like to guess the character that they have on the clearance section in Walmart right now?
So bad.
Just shout it out. It's okay.
May and
I
Osha.
was going to say OSHA or May.
They were definitely there. Okay. Those characters were there.
Oh, clearance.
Anybody else? All right. I'm going to reveal it. Here we go.
Oh,
So bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1/3, 33% off. You could have your very own Jod Nanawood.
Already.
The
Wow.
show was literally 5 episodes in when they put them. I almost said the main character. There I am again. It feels like he should be. He's on sale.
That's sad.
Have you ever seen something like this?
Even for Skeleton Crew.
How many years has Lando been chilling on the shelf? Not on sale.
I love the World Class Bullshitters video where he goes to Ollie's and lovely. But I can say from my experience here in Germany, the Star Wars toys have almost disappeared from any toy stores. When I started collecting, the biggest toy store here in Germany is Smith Toys. I don't know if it's known to you. It is the predecessor of or successor of Toys R Us here in Germany. And when I started, I think about 4 years ago, there was at least about 10 meters of shelf space for Star Wars toys, and now it's reduced down to 2, and that's it. So it has almost lost all relevancy here.
Yeah. What's that?
That's where we are too. I'm actually posting that on X right now. I don't know why I haven't already done that. I took that picture days ago.
Was it only one of this
No.
figures, or was it
No,
many?
there was a row of them.
Yeah, maybe if one was damaged, then I could understand it, but well, that's sad.
Well, and part of the issue with this show, of course, like we saw at the Lego set, they ended up putting the Lego set out like in August, right? Because they've must have had the things sitting around for so long now because the show got delayed so much. They finally just put them out. right? And they haven't gone on sale yet, but people, like, because they're within my Lego communities, there was a lot of talk about it. They're like why would I buy this ship? I don't even know if the show's going to be any good. It looks like a good set. I don't know anything about the
Why
show.
would I buy the ship? They might blow it up, you know.
Yeah, they're
the
like, is
season.
it only going to last a few episodes? And of course, there is no SM33 minifig in that set, right? And so now, of course, a lot of the people, again, my Lego communities, they are enjoying the show, and so they've been buying the set now. But it was a really weird play for Lego, which they almost never do. But they're probably like, we need the space, right? Get these things out of here. And they did. They showed up months before the show ever did.
So, do you guys remember when the Prince Shizor figure came out, the Shadows of the Empire run around 1996? Like, even back then, Star Wars was like, oh my gosh, dude, Shadows of the Empire figures. That is freaking awesome. And I bought every single one of them, multiple.
At the time, the game and the book and everything came out at the same time.
Yeah, they have announced a Prince Shizor Black Series figure. I think it's coming out in April, and they have also announced a 2-pack, Leia in the Bush outfit, and Luke as an Imperial Guard. This red Praetorian armor.
Yep.
So maybe they will also announce other figures from that game and from that book.
Yeah, because I collected 3 3/4, and I was really happy they ended up releasing George Cabot, or however you say it, and Luke, and who else is it? Mara in the package?
Mara was in that pack, I think.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm happy about that. I got that pre-ordered.
John, I hear you have quite the expertise in 3 3/4 inches.
Ouch.
Yeah, a little itch on my nose right there.
One of the funniest things I saw recently was John Graber putting together the HasLab Ahsoka Ghost, and I swear to gosh, that ship is bigger than John Graber is.
Right now, he about to show us.
Big this ship is.
Yeah, show us.
This ship is.
If he jumps in it and he flies away, it's going to break you.
Literally bigger than John Graber. It was crazy watching him put it together.
Reckoning my computer.
Right. That's the only thing that bugs me with the Black Series, with the 6-inch, that there aren't so many vehicles available. Only small speeders and something, but nothing bigger than that.
Look at it next to his head.
Gosh,
that's awesome.
Almost, man.
It's the Star Wars USS.
John almost can climb in that thing.
He could ride around in that.
Admiral
Gotta figure
Keelhaul.
out a place to put it
What the
upstairs.
heck?
That's awesome. Since we're nerding out on action figures now, does any one of you have the Jar Jar
Somebody
Binks
help
and Carbonite? Jar Jar Binks and Carbonite?
No, I would
3N
like to have
figure?
that.
That's the one that I would really like to buy.
Patrick, you know I'm a vintage guy, so me having my Power of the Force run from '85, you know, I want a double telescoping original Luke again. I don't have one of those. That needs to be added to my collection again. There's some variants that I want, but hey, I can walk by my case any day, look at my plastic cape Jawa, and smile. So,
I had a very huge vintage collection from the 80s, and well, since sometimes you have a hiccup in life, about 25 years ago, I went really broke, and I had to make money very quickly, and I sold it.
I understand.
Way under value. I had almost everything. I had the ATST, the Millennium Falcon, the X-Wing, the Snow Speeder.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Imperial speeder bike, which blew up into 3 pieces when you press the button, and I sold them for about 500 euros or something like that.
Wow.
If they were mint in box today, I have a web page where I can look up the retail prices and the current prices from eBay. I tried to select everything that I remember, which I had, and I came up to about $100,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I went and cried a little bit.
Speaking of
Hey,
crying,
you could always
I
get
remember,
it back. Just be patient and make good decisions.
I remember telling people, and they're like, how poor were you growing up? Like, how rough of a life do you have as a poor kid from the Midwest? Like, put it this way, the first and only Star Wars toy that I had for months was Lobot. So,
Oh wow! Wow!
It makes
my
total
parents
sense.
did love it.
I feel your pain.
You're kind of channeling your inner Lobot right now
Yeah.
with the headset on. That's funny. What Star Wars character do you look the most like?
Wow.
The Rancor Keeper.
Oh
Debbie's,
no!
Debbie's Leia.
Well, you've seen I'm a big guy, a very big guy. So the only costume that I would go out and cosplay would be the Rancor Keeper.
John is like,
I know if I don't have
Wicked.
I don't have a brown blanket, otherwise I throw it out and say Jawa, but I don't have a brown blanket anymore.
Jawa. It's the right height for it.
I'm Han Solo, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, look, we're going to switch it over to my brother in Tennessee, Mattuine. Are you here?
I'm here.
Yes, there he is. All right. What's going on, bro?
Not much. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
As far as Skeleton Crew is concerned, I'm okay with this show not having one particular, central character or protagonist. I mean, the title of the show is Skeleton Crew, not Skeleton First Mate or Skeleton Pirate. So, and it's an akin to the Goonies, of course, and a lot of that callback, or any other movie that has just an ensemble where everybody sort of is, as a group, the main characters and going through a shared experience. So, I'm fine with that. It's not ever going to be old Star Wars, and that is what it is. But this one's enjoyable. I think this last episode was good. I like Bryce Dallas Howard when she directs these episodes. They kind of jump through the action to kind of push the story. I don't know if that was because of budget or just to get the story moving along with 2 episodes left. But it was pretty cool to see the kids do something pretty remarkable without the help of an adult to get off a planet, and you kind of learn a little bit of the friction between both characters. So it was all right. I'm kind of, I'm still putting it there around a 7. It's just entertaining enough to keep me interested and want to watch it. And it's fun. It's fun. I'm glad to see Space Urkel didn't die.
He sounded funny. Like, I heard his voice, and then when it showed him on camera, I was like, oh, that was him?
Yeah.
I didn't.
He's through puberty and stuff.
I'm with you. I think most of us kind of feel that way that are watching it. I don't hate it. And I'm not saying it's bad or it's terrible. But as Star Wars, this just kind of tells me where I am. And making a video about it right now is more work than I care to do.
You know what's crazy? There's no passion. Like, I don't feel passionate about it either way. So that's kind of close to apathy. And it's like, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan and I'm watching everything that comes out Star Wars, this would be a series I would skip, So if you're the general audience, like, do you care about the Skeleton Crew? Do you watch it? Probably not. The hardcore Star Wars fans, we're the ones that are still kind of keeping our eye on the series and the franchise to see if anything good is going to come out of it. But if that's what I'm saying, it's like, it's not terrible like The Acolyte, where it brings out some passion in you. It's not great. It's just, and it's not offensive. It doesn't offend you, and it's not bad storytelling, but there are some problems with it. Like when I explain, like, there's no central character to follow, that's more of a nitpick to me. Like, it would have made the show better if they had a central character that we were following. It would give us a better kind of storyline and through line to follow, because we're hoping that this character reaches his or her goal.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. But it doesn't necessarily make the show unwatchable garbage. It's not that. It's just okay, whatever. Kids on an adventure, sure. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But it's not a terrible show, but it's not what we would want for a Star Wars series, in my opinion.
Yeah, we certainly spent a lot more time butchering the Snow White trail than we have anything about Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, we have.
I kind of lament that this is the phase that, let's just say, Disney Star Wars is in, compared to 4 years ago, where 4 years ago this week we were coming off of a huge high of Mandalorian, and that was the pandemic era was a perfect time, and he had the perfect show to begin some of this streaming for Star Wars, because I think Favreau did a great job with the first 2 seasons overall. I think a lot of people, I think that was sort of the peak. You can't really, and then ever since then, there's been stair step down, but a peak here and there maybe for an episode, but overall you're declining. It's like a stock. It's still trending down, and it's now we're at the apathy. Like you said, DA, we're apathetic, where it's okay, we're not offended. And then that's the phase we're in, and it's kind of doing a discredit to a halfway, pretty decent show in my opinion. And then we got Andor, which is probably superior to most other Disney Star Wars streaming service, shows. And I don't think they're going to rebound the viewership there either. But I know the quality is going to be good, and I'm still going. I know I'm personally, unless they just do something totally stupid, I'm still going to enjoy it.
Screen Time Holocron on December 21st posted that Brutus was in the episode for 19 seconds. Neil, 9 minutes, 34 seconds. SM33, 4 minutes. KB, 11 minutes. Fern, 11 minutes. Wim, 11 minutes. And Mr. On sale at Walmart, Jadna Nawood, 19 minutes. 19 minutes. I don't know.
Figure that stuff out.
It's just interesting when you look at that. If you look at the overall amount of screen time with the Bad Batch, what character do you think had the most screen time? The one that's not even in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, go back to the original Star Wars. I mean, Luke Skywalker is the main character
by far,
and he's not in the movie for 20 minutes.
But you look at screen time there. You have some other main characters that are part of the whole adventure.
Yeah,
I guess but you go back to. It's kind of weird that the last 2, it's being the Mandalorian season 3, the title of the show doesn't necessarily focus on that character anymore. Look at Ahsoka. Ahsoka was certainly part of it, but we kind of focused a lot on other people and don't really get just that character. Like in the 80s, you got Fall Guy. Well, it's Colt Seaver. There's your character. He's doing things. You got Tom Selleck as Magnum PI. The show's about Magnum. You got Higgins and TC and all the others, but it's a Magnum PI show, right? You get Ahsoka and you start getting into Mandalorian season 3. Mando is hardly in that, and it's more Bo-Katan and ancillary characters. So, but they're building the universe, I guess, and it's sort of misleading. And even Andor, sometimes he's not the only character. Cassian's not really the main character sometimes, but you kind of have to give and take with that. You have to kind of take it with a grain of salt, and some of them are more of a hit than a miss, and some of them are more of a miss than a hit, in my opinion.
Yep.
Anyway, other than that, I don't know. Just I'm already getting ready for this show to end, and looking forward to Andor. And
got a long wait. Got a long wait for Andor.
ICC. We'll be talking about it at ICC.
April 22nd.
Not that long.
or
Yeah,
20th.
not that
Oh,
long.
so I don't know if you played I was kind of away for a minute. I don't know if you got the super chat, but Angus McInnes passed away
Yes.
just the other day.
Yes.
I'm glad that we as a group, a lot of us we're in this room, watching him recount his rehearsal process to become a rebel pilot. And, all that was pretty cool stories. And I'm glad we got to see that. A lot of these guys.
That was you can't
on the
put
way
a
out.
price tag on that, being able to do
Yeah.
that,
Mm.
So every time we watch the original trilogy and we see his character, it'll be like, I'll remember that moment,
Yeah. I
So
know how he got
we're
that
living in a
part.
time where we're losing the rest of those people very quickly.
Yeah.
I like where he was said he was on the motorcycle and drove by the theater marquee and wanted to told his girlfriend on the back, said, I'm in that movie. And she laughed, said, yeah, right. He said 30, 40 something years later, she's, still laying in his bed at home in Canada or wherever it was.
Yeah. Yep. Good.
Well, guys,
good
I'm going to
stuff.
hop off. Thanks for having me on.
Great to see you, Matt Tween.
Good to see you, Matt
Yeah.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
See you, brother.
Next
Yep.
time.
See you.
John, call me sometime soon.
Oh, all right.
Hey, he'll call you at like 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'll be
Yeah,
up in the duck line. Give me a call.
Lord have mercy. All right, guys. Well, look, thank you to the panel and everybody.
One more thing.
Sure.
When I went to see Mufasa the Lion King, I wasn't sure about how I was going to like the movie because, well, Favreau did the first one. He didn't do this one. And the lights go down, the screen pops on, and it's the first couple, I say minute, it's all Mufasa and Simba, okay, playing around and talking. And then the screen goes black and big screen in memory of James Earl Jones. And to me,
That's
they
awesome.
paid him the service he needed. And from then on, I knew I was going to like the movie. Was it as good as the
So they
first
did that at
movie?
the
No, but-
beginning?
Yes.
That's a nice
in the
touch.
beginning. Big screen, the whole screen had his picture and in memory of.
He's worth that.
Good touch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought, wait, isn't this by Disney? Yeah. And I guess we won't do that for the Star Wars fans, but we'll do it for these fans because he played his voice. I mean,
Yeah.
But that
it was
Lucasfilm.
awesome.
That's awesome.
I think we must really distinguish between Lucasfilm and the rest of Disney. Lucasfilm was the one who forgot his birthday every year for the last
This is true.
5-6 years. No.
Yep.
Yep. Very good. All right. Well,
And Coach, we do have one super chat that snuck in here from
Oh.
Chad Admiral Thrawn for $2.
what is up, Chad Admiral Thrawn?
Heir to the
$2?
Empire 3-pack vintage collection coming, and Black,
Black
Series
Series.
Ahsoka Thrawn.
When I saw
number one.
BS Ahsoka, I thought something else.
Yeah,
Black
me
Series
too. I
Ahsoka.
had to put
Got
my
it. Got
my
it.
minifigure hat on for that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very, very cool. Thank you, Chad Admiral Thrawn, for that. Thank you, chat, for being here and watching the show. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for being able to deal with our opinions, even if they're different than yours. We appreciate that, as we certainly look forward to seeing yours every week. So thank you guys for being here. Real quick, does anybody have anything that they want to plug about their channel or anything before we go? DA,
I
I'll
got a
start with you.
nightcap coming up tonight. So if you guys want to join in the nightcap, I'll be going live it's going to be way past a lot of y'all bedtimes, but 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oof.
Really, really late for most of the
Oof.
country. But if you're up late, you can't go to sleep. And it's like, man, what am I going to do with my time right now as I'm counting sheep? Join in on the DA. We usually have a couple of folks on, and we just usually hit one main topic, and then I just kind of talk to the chat. So, yeah, if you're up and you're available, join in. It's a lot of fun. Knee Pain joined the other day. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, hang out with us. It'll be nice.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us. Appreciate it very
Thanks, guys.
much.
Fun
Bye,
night.
everyone.
As always, fun
Yep.
night.
Yep. See y'all later. Bye, guys.
Take care, all.
Bye bye.